Hey guys, it's Francina Simone, and today I am here with a book review of Nevernight by J. Kristoff. First, I'll go ahead and start with the synopsis. Nevernight is literally about a girl who is training to be an assassin. Literally, if you would like to read a book like Harry Potter, but the only house in Harry Potter is Slytherin's, this is the book for you. It is very stabby, it's very gory. There's quite a bit of mature content, so if that all sounds groovy to you, stick around for the synopsis. Mia is our main character, and she grows up in a fantastical world that is kind of based off of like a Catholic Rome, like an ancient Catholic Rome. And Mia is out for revenge for her family because some mofos that murdered her family, and she like, I'm gonna murder you, mofo. Now through the entire book, Mia goes to essentially murder school or assassin school where only a handful will prevail. So that sounds like it's all great and nifty and like that's gonna be the main plot, but here's a twist for ya. People get murdered in murder school. So not only does Mia have to practice how to stabby stab stab, she also has to prevent herself from getting stabby stab stabbed. So actually this book was a riot. It was a lot of fun. It's crazy. It is, I tend to like more mature content. So like in one of my previous videos about crossover, this book really fits in that category well. It's got mature content, yet Mia is 16 and it focuses on school life, even though it's murder school life. Now, for those of you who may be new or just don't remember, I do my reviews based on 3 basic content things: plot, character, and world. And I try to be as objective as possible when reviewing a book, using only the text as means for my opinions of whether this is objectively a quality book or not. And then of course, my personal preference, I'll throw that in at the end with some recommendations. So character, we've got Mia. Mia was hardcore as hell. I like Mia because she's got a head on her shoulder. She knows what she wants. She knows what she's going out to do, but she also has a few hang-ups. For instance, Mia has a fantastical beast. Not a real one, it's a shadow, but it's in the shape of a cat, and I was like, I'm here for that because I love cats. His name is Mr. Kindly, and he also feeds off of Mia's fear. So girlfriend's real brave, but mainly because girlfriend has a tiny little shadow cat eating her fear. And when he's not there, bitch be's kind of shaking. She be having to pull out them smokes like, oh, this is some crazy shit. This is some crazy shit. Mia got some issues that she needs to like confront so that she can like grow more as a person and not like rely on her shadow monster to, you know, give her bravery. But speaking of Mia, there's a lot to her that she doesn't even know herself, like this power that she has to be able to be cloaked in shadows and to pull shadows. With that being said, Mia, the decisions that she makes, the things that she does, they are all based on who she is as a person and as a character. And I have to say, while reading this book, there were many opportunities for her to do things out of character, but yet she stuck to who she was, whether that was someone who was growing or someone who was regressing sometimes, and made those decisions and had the consequences for those bitch-ass decisions. And I have to say, she dealt with them head on, whatever they were, and I loved it. As far as side characters go, sometimes I juggle between throwing this into plot or world because they really are a part of the world since we're kind of following Mia. But as side characters go, all the other side characters, they were fresh on the page that you really could differentiate between them. What I love about what Kristoff does is they weren't just sketches. They'll take those kinds of character sketches and flesh them out as individual people, even though you don't see them all the time on the page. And so what little time you do get with them, you get that very profound impact of who they are, and then you see that play out with and without consequences. So I give character a 5 out of 5. It was refreshing. Now let's go into plot. With plot, I really enjoyed this story. I honestly never really knew what was going to happen or what was coming. You know how generally you get a very general consensus of how things are going to go, what someone's going to do, what obstacles they're going to have. Given the fact that she was in assassin school, I thought I kind of knew what the plot was going to be, and then I was like, well, damn. I guess not, Kristoff. Well, damn. And then you kind of get into a groove and you're like, okay, I see where this is going. Well, damn. It didn't go there. Well, damn, Kristoff. Well, damn. And then by the end, when everything kind of comes together, I just was like, well, damn. Where's book 2 at? So there was a lot of external plot going on, but there was also the internal plot that affected the external plot, or how Mia went about the external plot. And that is what I really appreciated. So I give plot a 5 out of 5. This looks like 10, but it's 5 out of 5. Now on to world. Guys, the world of this book is very unique. First, I want to hint on how the book was written because that kind of gravitates towards building the world of this book. This book has a heavy, heavy narration in the beginning. And if you are not used to that or you don't like heavy narrative voices, I do say that it gets lighter as the book goes on until it's mostly just Mia. And the narrator was a big part of building this world. And the world, like I said earlier, kind of takes place in this ancient Roman Catholic kind of time period, except for it's very much removed from our world and in a fantasy setting. There was a lot of information to kind of go in with how this world is set up and the way that people interact with this world, and a lot of it we're learning on the go with Mia. So it does feel heavy, but I feel like if you're going to get into a true kind of fantasy-esque novel or science fiction, anytime you run into those genres, you're going to run into a lot of world building, which will feel heavy in the forefront, but feel a lot lighter as you go on because you start to understand the world better. Now, before I go into recommendations, I will say that I give World a 5 out of 5 when it comes to world building and how Christoph builds his worlds. Now, I will go in, Now, talking about recommendations, I did mention that this book has a lot of mature content. If you're not someone who likes to deal with heavy sexual content, no matter what the array of that is, or heavy violence, this book probably isn't for you. Although Mia isn't necessarily a villain, it's definitely not a hero's tale, so if you're someone who likes a lot of hero-esque vibes in your stories, think Frodo and Sam. If you be like Frodo and Sam, these are my kind of people. Mia's not your kind of person. Move away. Mia will cut Frodo and Sam because it took them so long to get that ring to Mordor. Spoiler alert. However, if you love Slytherin-esque styles, if you like the setting of a school, but you also like them chicks that don't take shit, Mia will probably be a character that you love, and this book is probably going to be a world that you're going to enjoy. If you definitely love a spin on things like vampires, on things like the dark, this is probably a book that you're going to enjoy. If you like new worlds to explore and not just the medieval-esque kind of ones, this will probably be a book that you enjoy. Personally, I really just enjoyed this book. Subjectively, it's up my alley. I would recommend this book in general as a quality read, especially if any of the things that I said piqued your interest. But again, remember, this book does deal with a lot of mature content, so if that's not something that you're into, you probably want to pass. Don't dip your toe in thinking that it'll be safe and calm, because when stuff hits you, it hits hard. Now guys, that is it for my Nevernight review. I will say that I will continue on with God's Grave, which is the second book in the Nevernight trilogy, and I definitely do look forward to any and everything that Jay writes. Now with that, guys, again, thank you all for being here. I have no idea, again, where most of you people come from, but I am glad that you're here. As always, TTYL, ta-ta for now. Bye! Bye!